Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's OCAA West women's basketball live stream. We're here at the Redeemer Athletic Center in Ancaster, Ontario, and the Redeemer Royals are hosting the visiting Niagara Knights tonight for today's action. Both teams, funnily enough, sitting at 2-10 in the OCAA West. So we should have an even match on our hands tonight. Got it started off with Shallow from three. That one's a little bit short. And it'll go out for a Redeemer inbound under their own basket. For the starters tonight, for Niagara, number 3, Aaliyah Pereira. Number 4, Emma Venditelli. Number 13, Asia Strawn. Number 14, Lyric Shallow. And number 17, Lily Brown. For the Royals, it's number 3, Zoe Young. Number 7, Sophia Van Raalte. Number 10, Ava Van Houwelingen. Number 15, Sydney Lazenby. And number 21, Talia Vrugdenhill. As we get Sophia Van Raalte putting a couple points on the board to start this game off with its first score. Venditelli from the outside. That one hits the back of the rim, almost goes, but Van Raalte has the rebound for the Royals. Gives it up to DeYoung in the corner, who gives it right back. That one will be last touch off of Van Raalte from Redeemer, and we'll have Niagara ball. So with the equal record between the Royals and the Knights so far this year, I believe the Knights are currently occupying the last playoff spot in the OCAA West, ahead of the Royals. I believe based on the point differential that they have so far throughout the season. This is Shallow, swings it into Brown. Brown will take the jumper from the free throw line, and that one's good. Lily Brown starting off with making her first shot. DeYoung coming the other way, gives it to Vrugdenhill. Van Houwelingen's open on the wing. That one doesn't quite fall. Got Pereira the other way, picks up her dribble. Gives it to Straw. Straw again. Pereira from outside. Niagara liking to take a lot of threes early. Brown with the rebound, puts it up, no good. The Knights are 7th in the OCAA in three-point percentage, sitting at 24.2% on the season. This is Van Houwelingen again for three. That one's just a little bit short. She's getting looks early, which is good. Straw now to Venditelli again. Another three from Niagara. Still not one to fall for either squad. Pereira to Straw, driving on Van Raalte. Good closeout. Brown again from inside. That one's off, just a little bit left. Lazenby takes a little bit of contact and goes to the hoop. Finishes with the left hand. No foul call, but she finishes that play with the bucket. Good enough to put the Royals back up 2. And made shot from Niagara there. I believe just a 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And Van Raalte going to the basket is poked from behind by Straw. And that one will be last touch off Niagara. We'll get a Redeemer inbound. As we also see our first substitution into the game for the Royals. Number 12, Abigail Hoagland coming into the game for Zoe DeYoung. Lazenby to inbound, gets to Van Raalte. She drives right. Takes it up, is a little bit too powerful off the glass. It's Venditelli on the wing coming the other way. Puts up a shot and makes it. That's good. Gives Niagara back the lead. Vrogden Hill at the top of the three-point line. Gives it to Lazenby, who will drive right on Shallow, go for the reverse, and gets it clean. Reverse off glass. Nice finish by Sydney Lazenby, getting creative. Ties this thing at 6, just 4 minutes gone. Niagara finding a lot of high post looks so far and liking to shoot a lot of threes. The Royals are throwing a zone at them, so that's kind of the name of the game. You give up more three-point shots when you're playing a zone, and you really want to find those high and low post players. Another three, and Niagara will make their first three. That was Lyric Shallow from the left corner. Vrogden Hill up top. Guarded by Omar Bujak. Turns around her, gets it to go. Nice touch off the glass. Good finish by Vrogden Hill. The Royals still back 1. These two teams trading buckets early in the first quarter. No one going on a big, real run. Venditelli driving left past Lazenby, gets into the paint. Contact from Vrogden Hill will be the Royals' first foul. And I think we'll have Venditelli going to the line for a pair. And the first from Venditelli is good. And the second as well. Ava froze into the game for the Royals. So it's a double big lineup for the Royals. A couple of players who would play center, Vrogden Hill and Froze, but a nice back cut by Ava Van Houwelingen to the bucket. Nice find from Vrogden Hill. Gets that one to go. The Royals still back 1. Venditelli with the little spin move and puts up a left-handed shot. And that goes. Lazenby driving on Venditelli. Finds Froze on the back cut. Oh, a little bit too strong off glass, but again, a great read and a great read from both players, both by Froze on the cut and Lazenby to find her. Just the finish that was lacking there, unfortunately. And Lauren Van Dyke into the game for the Royals. Number 6. This is Pereira driving on Froze, gets past her, puts it up, no good. The Royals are outlet. This is Hoagland now going the other way. Lazenby. Hoagland. Drives left. Some contact, but gets it to Vrogden Hill, who takes a little midi from the short corner, and it's good. Brings the Royals back within 1. Niagara getting up the floor quickly, seeing if they can get a quick three-point look, but the Royals are on it, still playing that zone. It's been working for them okay so far. A couple of threes have started to drop, but this could be another one of them. Hoagland gets to the closeout, just enough to put off Pereira from making that one. Now it's up to Lazenby, who gets an open shot of her own from the wing. It's no good, just a bit short. Niagara will keep that in bounds in the corner. Shallow now. Guarded by Van Dyke. Van Dyke pokes it away. So it'll stay Niagara ball. Last touch off Redeemer. Van Dyke got a touch on that inbound, but not enough to steal it and go the other way. Straw, who will pull one in the face of one of the Royals defenders, kind of came to a stop, picked up her dribble, and opted to shoot the three, but it didn't catch anything on the way through. As we have Vinralti come back into the game for Vrogden Hill, who will take a break. Lazenby gives it up to Vinralti, finds Froze, guarded by Omar Bujak. Gives it back out to Vinralti, who tries a long two. That one's just a bit short. Niagara may have gotten a touch on that. But the ref will indicate no. It'll be last touch off Redeemer, and Niagara will inbound under their own basket. This is Venditelli, now the game's leading scorer with 6 points. Swings it to Pereira, tries to find Straw on the entry. It's back out to Pereira, who drives left, kicks it out to the corner again. Niagara loving their three-point attempts. Well, they're liking to take them, but they're not making maybe as many as they like. They've taken 8 already, but are shooting about only half of their season percentage, sitting at 12.5% for the game and about 24% on the season. Royals only having taken 3 threes and made none of them. Niagara's now made 1 of 9, sorry. This is Froze, just inside the three-point line. Tries to find Van Dyke and does. She's in the paint now, puts that one up just a bit short. Thought there might have been a traveling violation, but no call. Niagara the other way now. Pereira picks up her dribble, swings it to Venditelli. Thought about a 3 for a moment, faked it. Now has 2 Royals on her, kicks it back out. Nice dish into the lane where Lily Brown is there again after a brief break. We've got a new player for the Knights into the game. Sweetie Ann Volsi Champagne. Pereira now. Pereira again. Another three-pointer, no good, but Brown's there for the rebound. It's good to have a rebounding presence, and it seems like the Knights know they have that, so they're willing to put up a lot of threes. Lily Brown standing at 6 foot, able to make a lot of rebounds happen, and Lazenby will be called for the traveling violation. Haven't had a bucket in a few minutes, I think. It's been 13-12 for a little bit now. Offense has kind of calmed down, but both teams got humming midway through that first quarter. Royals still playing that zone. It's working for them until Niagara maybe catches fire, but they'll turn it over. Vinralti now going the other way. Drives right, kicks it to Van Dyke, who thought about a 2-point shot. Nice little Euro and a kick to the corner. I think Lazenby maybe could have hung on to that, but good thinking in the moment from Van Dyke to get rid of the ball. Lazenby might pick up a foul, but no. Swung over to Pereira. The Royals zone broke down for a second. And Lily Brown gets another rebound. This is really just the strategy that Niagara's working with. As they get another offensive rebound, not from Brown this time, but from Pereira. She puts that one up, and it's almost good, but she'll go to the free throw line for a couple of attempts. Niagara having now shot 12 threes, only made 1 of them. Royals having shot 3 and made none so far. Niagara having taken 9 more shots than the Royals overall, but are shooting about half the Royals' percentage from the field. Niagara's had a 3 and a couple of free throws to boost them past the Royals, even though the Royals have made more field goals than them. This is Pereira from the line. She gets her second to fall. We'll get a couple of substitutions for Niagara as Shallow and Omar Bujak will come back into the game. Lazenby now with 35 on the clock. About a 12-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Niagara will have half a possession to work with after this, should the Royals not get an offensive rebound. This is Lazenby to put one up a little bit long. Niagara has it, 16 left, 15 now. Volsi Champagne up to Venditelli. Kicks to the corner for Shallow, up faking a drive. And we'll get a foul call. Against number 9, Faith Noble, who's checked into the game. That'll be her first of the game. But Niagara enjoying a couple trips to the free throw line, kind of helping to supplement the 3-point shots that aren't falling for them as of yet. As Shallow makes the first. Lyric Shallow, a member of the OCAA West all-rookie team for women's basketball last year. But that was for the Sheridan Bruins. She's now playing her ball at Niagara, evidently. Van Raalte with a couple seconds, throws it ahead to Van Dyke, who has to get a shot off if she wants to do anything with this, and it's just a tad short. We close out the first quarter. Niagara 15, Redeemer 12. Starting off the second quarter, the Royals have the ball. Zoe DeYoung back in the game, gives it to Van Raalte. Now entry into Talia Vrugdenhill, see if she can get that seal off, but she's fouled on the way through by Omar Bujak, and Talia Vrugdenhill will go to the free throw line. Vrugdenhill with the first. Brings this game back within 2. And the second is good as well for Talia Vrugdenhill. Hitting nothing but net on both of those free throws. Put the Royals back 1. This is Lyric Shallow up for Venditelli. Swing over to Pereira, who throws a nice jab at Van Houwelingen, but Venditelli getting it to Omar Bujak, who faces up against Vrugdenhill, takes a shot, hits both the front and back of the rim, but doesn't fall. DeYoung back to Van Raalte, who could think about a 3. Lazenby has it now on the wing, entry to Vrugdenhill, who gives it to the cutting Lazenby, puts up a shot, and that's good. Lazenby having a good few points in the paint so far today. Nice few layups. Leave a left-handed finish, a reverse, and now that back cut. Those are the kind of buckets you want to be able to rely on when the offense isn't producing itself. Venditelli having to get their shot up at the end of the shot clock. Hits the back of the rim, but it'll get a reset, and Pereira will be able to take another one. And that one does fall. A quick trigger on the reset. But it works out for Niagara as they regain the lead that Redeemer just stole a moment ago. Entry into Vrugdenhill again. She's guarded by 2, but swings an excellent pass to the corner where Lazenby was ready, just in the perfect spot. Niagara down the other way. Straw gives it to Venditelli and swings it over to Shallow. But it's stolen by Zoe DeYoung on the way through, and she has Lazenby ahead. If Lazenby can go in and finish with a right, she does. Great finishing by Sydney Lazenby so far this game as she takes the scoring lead for the game. I think that'll bring her up to 8 points on the game. Omar Bujak from the free throw line. It goes. Onto the wing for Van Houwelingen. Into Vreugdenhil now. She turns, kicks it to the corner for Lazenby. Lazenby drives left. Jumper. And gets a follow-up, but the second is short as well. A couple of attempts for Lazenby, neither of them falling. Royals still down 1. Venditelli out to Shallow into Omar Bujak. Back up to Venditelli. Drives right. Tries to dump it off into the short corner. Niagara retains it. Driving right on Van Raalte. A little jumper from the short corner is good from Asia Straw. Some nice handles. Gets the job done. Royals really looking to feed Vreugdenhil. And she turns and puts that one up with the right. Gets the contact. Almost got it to fall too, but she'll go to the line for a few attempts. Niagara shooting a second best in the OCAA in terms of free throw percentage, while the Royals sit in 6th. So these are two of the better squads in the OCAA for converting from the free throw line. Vreugdenhil misses her first there. And misses the second as well. Uncharacteristic of Talia Vreugdenhil, but she knocked both of her first two in her first trip to the line. And there's Niagara getting a 3 to fall for the first time in a little bit. They've been attempting a lot. That'll be their second of 14. It's only shooting 14% from 3-point land tonight, but the Royals haven't knocked one in yet. So we see Daniela Zondag into the game now for the Royals. It's her first action as she gives it to Van Houwelingen, who launches a 3, and that one's good as well. Nothing but net for Ava Van Houwelingen on that 3. Gives the Royals their first 3 of the game and brings them back within 3. Lily Brown on the paint. That one's tipped away from her. Vreugdenhil has it. Launches a pass up the floor to Zondag. This will be her first attempt should she get it off, but it's stripped away from her. And Venditelli will come the other way. Niagara now with a 4-on-2, and they find Lyric Shallow up ahead, and she's able to finish that one. Lazenby trying a 3 of her own. That one just hits the back of the rim. He saves it from going out, and Vreugdenhil finds Zondag with a quick reaction to drive to the bucket. Good find from Vreugdenhil and a nice open finish from Zondag. With that last bucket, Lyric Shallow takes the game-high scoring lead so far with 9. As that shot misses from Niagara, and the Royals will come the other way. Van Raalte into Lazenby, who will try another one. Why not? Just a little bit short left. Lazenby goes after the rebound, and that'll be a foul as she runs into Shallow. And we will have a timeout called by the Royals at this point, only sitting back 3, and have had a nice little offensive run in the past couple minutes, but the Royals still wanted to talk things over. I'd like to remind everyone that tonight's Redeemer Royals basketball game is proudly brought to you by Finn Pools, a proud sponsor of your Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering top quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. If you're interested, visit finnpools.ca, that's FINNPOOLS.ca, to learn more or to start your next pool project today. thank you to Finn Pools for supporting the Redeemer Royals. Niagara starting with the ball out of this timeout. Lyric Shallow brings it across half court. The Royals still setting up in their zone, satisfied with how it's going so far. Zondag picks Shallow's pocket, gets it up to Lazenby, who tries the left-handed layup, but that one just hits off the rim. She gets the rebound, though, kicks it out to Van Hallingen, who finds Lazenby on the back cut again, and is able to finish. That's Lazenby's, I think, second back cut out of that corner. The Royals have had a lot of those tonight, actually, more than any other game I can think of in recent memory, men's or women's team. The Royals are really living on that back cut tonight, and it's got them within one here. But Niagara's cycling the ball well in the zone. Venditelli runs into Vrugdenhill. No call there. She puts up a shot, but no foul. On the outlet pass for Vrugdenhill, Straw will commit the foul. Got number 6 into the game for the Knights, and that's Ebony Horton. Just 1 point separating these two teams so far. Daniela Zondag looking for Vrugdenhill. She finds her. Guarded by Horton. Gets around her. Gets into the paint. Puts up a shot. And it's a foul on Straw, who I'd like to think that she was playing legal defense. But this will send Vrugdenhill to the line. And with a chance to take the lead here for Redeemer. Vrugdenhill responding from her last trip to the line, where she missed both her free throws by knocking that one down. Misses the second wide, which is an uncharacteristic miss for a free throw, and especially for Talia, who makes most of them. Venditelli out to Pereira. Shallow. Into Straw. He takes that elbow jumper. Kind of an in-between spot for a zone. And she makes that shot to put Niagara back up 2. Lazenby kicks it out to Vrugdenhill, who will try a long 2. Just hits the front of the rim, and Niagara has a couple of runners. See if the Royals can get defenders back in time. And that'll be Asia Straw with the finish. A well-executed fast break by Shallow and Straw, who are getting a lot of action for the Royals tonight. Vinralti now in the high post, kicks it out to Vrugdenhill, who fakes a 3 and drives. Nice finish by Talia Vrugdenhill. Kind of a little mini Euro going on there. Brings the Royals back within 2, but Niagara not taking their time getting up the floor and drawing a foul on a 2-point jump shot. And that'll send Aaliyah Pereira to the line. Pereira hits the first. And the second rims out. Hoagland with the rebounds. Takes up the floor herself and finds Zondag in the corner. She'll bring it back out to Vrugdenhill, who fakes a three. Kicks it out to DeYoung. Drives left on Shallow. Back out to Hoagland. Tries to go baseline. And makes it on the close side of the rim. Puts up a nice little right-handed layup. Brings the Royals back within one. This game has been very, very close all the way down the stretch. I think the biggest lead has been 5 so far. Just trading baskets between these two teams. Vrugdenhill and Horton will get a held ball. And possession will go the way of Niagara. As Lauren Van Dyke checks back into the game for Zondag. Lily Brown also checking back into the game for Niagara. Might see Niagara going back to shooting more threes, and we do, with Lily Brown getting a lot of rebounds so far in this game off those three-point shots, but Niagara doesn't make that one. Lazenby will loop around, give it to Hoagland, who feeds Vrugdenhill at the high post. She'll drive, throw a little fake, and put up a shot that's no good, a bit long. And Venditelli now the other way. DeYoung one-on-one, and Venditelli with a nice little step to the side and a left-handed finish. Puts Niagara up 3. That's Venditelli's first bucket in a while after she started the game off with a couple makes in a row. Vrugdenhill almost connects on a 3. Now to tied things. Very close. Noble and Van Houwelingen coming back into the game for Redeemer. But it'll be a timeout for Niagara regardless. Again, this hasn't been a game so far where that is necessarily conducive to teams taking timeouts. It's normally, the other team goes on a big run and you take a timeout. But this game has been very, very, very back and forth. No big runs, but I guess still some are necessary to give the players some rest and to talk things over. But while they're talking things over, I'd like to remind you that Redeemer Royals Basketball would like to thank Wes Skilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our Final Score updates this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. So whether you're buying or selling in the Hamilton area, trust experience and integrity, and trust Wes Skilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty. Thank you, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics. Redeemer going the other way. Van Dyke. Van Rolte from the top of the key. Outlet pass is a little bit ahead of Straw, and the Royals will get possession. This is Lazenby crossing half, finding Van Rolte. Or, sorry, that's Noble, my apologies. Faith Noble surrounded by a couple of players. Throws a pass, it comes back to herself, and it's taken by Straw with a nice little behind-the-back move up the court. Takes a little pull-up two-point shot. Doesn't fall. Noble with the rebound, gives it to Van Dyke. Swung to Lazenby. A step behind the three-point line. Maybe she would have shot it otherwise if she was a bit closer, but Van Houwelingen pulls the trigger. That one's just off the back of the rim, and Pereira will have that rebound. She gets it up the line to Shallow. Up to Venditelli, who's not guarded at the moment, but someone's able to close her down. Redeemer still staying in that zone. Swung over to Pereira. No one in there in time, but the shot is not threatening as it doesn't catch anything on the way by. Leaves us with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Royals with 11 and a half to go in the second quarter. Lazenby drives right. It's stripped from her, but the Royals will cover it. And we've got a foul call on the ensuing jump shot. Van Dyke was able to get it off Pereira and took a quick jump shot. She's fouled. And we'll end the half off, or I guess almost end the half off, with a couple of free throws for the Royals, who have a chance to, I guess, get within one going into halftime. Van Dyke is a bit long on the first. Second as well. Oh, it was a three-point shot, so we've got 3 free throws. My apologies. I thought it was a 2. She'll get a chance on the third, hoping to go at least 1 for 3. And she won't do so, unfortunately. 3 very close misses. Hoagland gets the rebound, is blocked, and Niagara doesn't have a chance going the other way. So Niagara will enter halftime up 3 on the Royals, 33-30. We will take about a 15-minute break for halftime and be back for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you then. And we welcome you back to the second half of tonight's women's basketball game here in Ancaster. Niagara up 3 on the Royals after that first half. It was very, very close all the way. No team really jumping out to any sort of sizable lead. So we get Redeemer's first look from Vrugdenhall in this second half. A little reverse layup that doesn't go. Niagara's now got a 2-on-2 the other way. Shallow will stop up short and put up a shot. It's no good, and Lazenby the other way now. The Royals have numbers, or no, sorry, even strength. As Van Ralty will take a shot inside, she'll get fouled, and we'll start off with a couple of free throws. Van Ralty, usually a very solid free throw shooter for Redeemer, and usually gets a good few each game, but these will be her first 2 attempts tonight from the free throw line. And that one is nothing but net. Good for the first. And the second is good as well. Sophia Van Ralty leaving her first trip to the free throw line 2 for 2. And the Royals within 1. Venditelli swings it to Pereira. Now to Shallow. Pereira again. Straw with a little mid-range is a little bit long. Van Houwelingen now with DeYoung. Lazenby swings it to Vrugdenhall, who's got wide open look for 3, and she throws it a bit long, but Van Ralty's on that with the rebound. Now DeYoung. Lazenby drives, kicks it to Vrugdenhall, who drives again, takes a little bit of contact, throws it up with her left. No foul call nor bucket as Niagara comes the other way. Straw goes inside, kicks it to the corner for Pereira. Nice little up fake on Van Ralty and a drive. The floater's a little bit long, but Brown gets the rebound, kicks it to the corner for Shallow, who will try a 3 of her own, and that one is cash, and she was already running back on defense before that thing was in. Puts Niagara back up 4, and Lyric Shallow now with the most out of anyone in this game with 12 points. 3 for 4 from the 3-point line for Lyric Shallow. Got to try and make sure she doesn't get any more of those looks with the way she's shooting it. But Van Ralty from outside, or from just inside outside, from deep 2-point land, cashes that one. And Venditelli kicks it to Brown in the middle. A nice little spin on Van Ralty. And she'll be fouled and go to the free throw line. Now we go Hoagland back into the game as Brown makes her first from the free throw line. And the second as well. And Brown will take a seat for Omar Bujak. So the Royals now with a 4-point deficit to surmount. Hoagland looking for pass, finds Van Houwelingen, and now Vrugdenhall gets the seal, but she'll be called for the offensive foul. Maybe using a little bit of her elbow to kind of reach around and get a positioning advantage. She'll be called for the offensive foul. Shallow swings it cross court to Pereira. Up for Venditelli, back to Pereira. Pereira loves throwing those little jab steps on the wing to try and send defenders the wrong way, get a little bit of separation. She steps back for a 3 there. That one's a little bit off right. So ahead to Zoe DeYoung, who has Hoagland inside. See if she'll turn and put up a shot. She will. She gets it to fall and the foul. Just Straw not enjoying the foul call that goes against her there. Thinking that there wasn't much contact involved with the play, but the call has been made. Hoagland will get the the buckets account and will have a chance to convert on the three-point play. And she is able to. The made free throw from Abigail Hoagland. That's her first attempt and her first make of the game from the free throw line. As Shallow now coming the other way, throws that over Venditelli, and we'll see if Van Hallingen could get a jump ball there, but no. The Royals still staying in their zone that they've been playing all game. They get a look in the high post, but Omar Bujak swings it out to the corner for Lyric Shallow, who's now is 4 for 5 from the three-point line tonight, and the Royals need to get a handle on that. She's got 15 points on the game. That's a game high. Van Hallingen stuck in the corner. Tries to get it to DeYoung, but that one's tipped away by Pereira. And she'll go the other way, but she misses the layup. Hits it a bit long on the finger roll. And Vrugdenhill gets the rebound and comes the other way. Royals down 4. Wanting to hand it off to Hoagland, but instead gets it inside for Van Hallingen, who returns it to Vrugdenhill in a nice back cut, but a little bit too much power. As Niagara comes back the other way with Pereira. Now Venditelli left open. She misses that three just left. Van Hallingen gets it up to Lazenby, who has DeYoung cross floor. But she stops short, pulls up from the free throw line. That one's just a little bit long. It almost dropped. But Hoagland gets the rebound and puts it up with the left hand. And finishes. Bring the Royals back within 2. Hoagland now with 5 points on the game. Venditelli finding Omar Bujak in the high post, tries to turn on Vrugdenhill, picks up her dribble, kicks it back out to the top. Venditelli now to Straw. Kicks it open to a wide open Pereira, who shoots a 3, and that one's nothing but net. Niagara starting to find their stride from three-point land a little bit. Still below their season average, but making more than they were in the first quarter as Lazenby drives to the Royals. Evades contact and gets the score. We've got a whistle on the play here. Just call a substitution. That was supposed to happen before the inbound. Get Volsey Champagne back into the game for Niagara and Ava Froze back into the game for Redeemer. Shallow swinging across course to Volsey Champagne. Now to Venditelli, who's guarded by Hoagland. Straw gets past Vrugdenhill, dumps it off to Omar Bujak, who had the space to put up a shot as Ava Froze was dragged out of position from helping on the drive. Vrugdenhill with the whole side of the floor to herself, but only momentarily. But she gets past her defenders, able to put it up. No foul called, but she has the rebound only for a second as it is stripped away by Lyric Shallow, who now blows past Ava Van Hallingen going the other way. Hoagland with some good straight-up D to not foul. And Redeemer will keep possession. That's a good defensive possession from the Royals. As the Knights equal what I believe is their largest lead of the game at 5 points. Just under 4.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Entering tonight's game, these two teams only differed by 1 point in the total amount of points that they have given up all season. Niagara giving up 869 and Redeemer giving up 868, so very equally matched defenses in terms of their spread of games that they've played in the OCAA so far. Niagara beating Redeemer in the offensive category by a few points per game. But very similar teams, these two, and they have the same record at the moment as Talia Vrugdenhill is able to spin past Lily Brown and lay it in for 2 to bring the Royals back within 3. As Vrugdenhill now has 9 on the game. This is Brown in the high post, kicks it out to Shallow, who's 4 for 5 from 3. If she should make another one, she doesn't, but she gets fouled and will have the opportunity to effectively do the same thing if she's able to hit all these 3 free throws. And my apologies, that bucket for Vrugdenhill brings her to 11 points on the game, which is just 1 behind Sydney Lazenby for the Royals' top leading scorer for the game at 12. But Lyric Shallow still with the game high at 15, having hit 4 threes. She gets the first free throw to fall as well. Shallow does. The second, no, but she was fouled on a three-point shot, so she'll have a third attempt. One goes off the front rim initially, but falls for Shallow as the Royals bring a couple players into the game. Or just one, as Sophia Van Raalte checks in for Talia of Rugden Hill. Lazenby tries to shake Venditelli. She gets it to Froze. Drives in against a couple of players. It's kicked back out to Van Raalte, who will try a three. That one was almost right on the money. It's just a tad bit long. This is Volsi Champagne now. Venditelli back to Champagne. Venditelli again to Shallow. And Lyric Shallow again. Now 5 for 7 from the three-point line, but she's hit 5 on her own. Royals will really need to get a handle on that, but that's what the zone does. It gives up some three-point looks. As the Royals will try and get one of their own, and Van Hallingen gets the nice bounce off the rim. Far rim onto the backboard, into the net. Niagara had the largest lead of the game for a moment there at 8 points, but the Royals have brought it right back down to 5. Brown will try and bring it back, but it's just a little bit short on her jumper there. Lazenby driving, will put up a left-handed shot. That was a bit of a... would have been a fantastic make if it had gone, but was maybe a little bit of a low percentage look. As Shallow driving the other way, will get a touch off Redeemer, and Niagara will keep possession. Get Asia Straw coming back into the game, taking out Venditelli. Lyric Shallow's now gotten to 20 points on the game with that 3 and the 2 made free throws. Straw guarded by Van Raalte, almost near half. Shallow into Omar Bujak in the short corner. A little short corner jumper is way long, but Van Raalte gets the rebound and goes the other way. Kicks it out to Van Hallingen and gives it right back to Van Raalte, who has an open short corner look. Opts to take the jump shot instead of driving. It doesn't fall. Shallow has it now, has to get it across half court. I guess just does so in time. But she'll be called on a traveling violation, trying to swing that to the wing. As Aaliyah Pereira checks back into the game. Lazenby. Hitting Van Raalte on the back cut. She takes a hit and is able to get the shot up and has a chance to convert on the and one opportunity. The hoop and the harm for Sophia Van Raalte as she goes to the line. The Royals still keeping this game very much within reach. A made free throw here would mean the deficit is only 2 for the Royals. Get Van Dyke and DeYoung back into the game for the Royals. Van Raalte leaves that one a little bit short, unfortunately. Pereira comes the other way. Straw loses her handle for a second. Van Raalte can't punish her for it, as Leah Pereira will get inside, and DeYoung with some great straight-up defense to not foul. Counting on Pereira to miss the shot, and she does. DeYoung now the other way. Feeds Hoagland. Hoagland working in the post, see if she can turn and fire a shot. Gives it to Van Raalte instead, who picks up. And is called for a... not exactly sure what, but... ball will go the other way. Donatelli. Now Pereira. Hand off to Straw, who goes right down Main Street. Gets fouled, puts up a left-handed layup. It doesn't go, but she'll get a couple of free throw attempts. The first one is short from Asia Straw. Currently sitting at 8 points on the game. That was her first free throw attempt of the game. But her second falls. Froze now. Trying to find Van Raalte in the post. He does find her. Is Van Raalte able to get the shot up? She is. Froze is there for the rebound. That left that one just short, but Hoagland's there for the offensive rebound. She gets quite a few of those every game. Van Raalte's able to hang on to it, see if she can get a shot up here, maybe get fouled, and she lays it in with the finger roll. No foul, but none needed. And she brings it back within 2 as we've now got 16 seconds on the clock in this third quarter. Really, really close game all the way down the stretch. Got Volsi Champagne in the corner. Kick it to Shallow. She wants to pull a 3 to end the half. She doesn't. She drives. Just a little bit right. And the Royals will end this third quarter with a stop, keeping Niagara from getting too far away, as it's now 52-50 in favor of the Knights as we are about to enter the fourth quarter in a moment here. But I'd like to remind you that tonight's Redeemer Royals basketball game is proudly brought to you by Finn Pools, a proud sponsor of your Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering top-quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. So if you are interested, visit finnpools.ca, that's FINNPOOLS.ca, to learn more or to start your next pool project today. Thank you, as always, to Finn Pools for supporting Redeemer Royals. And while we're at it, the Royals would also like to thank Wes Skilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our final score updates this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. So whether you're buying or selling, trust experience and integrity, and trust Wes Skilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty. Thank you also, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics. Niagara starts off the fourth quarter with possession. Up by 2 on the Royals. A nice find by Shallow over to Volsi Champagne. She has to go up against a taller defender, Vrogdenhill. Kicks it back out to Shallow, who gets past her defender. Puts up a runner. A little bit short. The Royals could have the chance to tie this game for the first time in a while. Been very close, but not tied or ahead for a good few minutes now. Van Raalte can do so with her jumper. It's no good. Vrogdenhill will get the rebound, though, and be there to put it back. And we do have a tie game, 52-52. Straw comes the other way, kind of has the whole side of the floor to go at, but she drives right instead, leaves it a little bit short. Vrogdenhill can save it and does. Almost stepped out of bounds there, but Redeemer gets up the court. DeYoung now. Gets the screen from Hoagland. thought maybe would have been an illegal screen call. That was not the cleanest of screens, and Pereira is down in pain. We resume play with the Royals sideline out of bounds. There's Aaliyah Pereira going down with a little bit of a knee injury there. We hope she is okay, but I believe her evening will be ended prematurely in terms of as far as this basketball game goes. But Niagara currently in a close game with the Royals, but it's been Lyric Shallow who's been carrying the offensive load so far for the Knights. Royals playing some good defense here. Still surviving in their zone, but Van Dyke lands in the landing spot of the shooter, Asia Straw, and she'll get 3 free throws for that. So we'll get Sydney Lazenby and Ava Van Houwelingen to check back into the game as DeYoung and Van Dyke will head to the bench. Strawn is good for her first attempt. The second is good as well for Asia Strawn. .58 guard out of the Bahamas and Redemption Christian Academy. Makes all 3 for the Knights as the Royals come the other way. Van Ralty finds Hoagland in the high post. She spins, takes a left-handed layup on Brown, tries to scoop it around under her, and Lyric Shallow's alone the other way unless Sydney Lazenby can get there in time, but Shallow's able to decelerate and make the layup for Niagara, who jump back out to a 5-point lead. Lazenby steps back for 3. This one looks good, and it is. That one was online the whole way from here. Nothing but net for Sydney Lazenby, bringing this game back to within 2. Not letting the Niagara run get out of hand as Lyric Shallow looks to go to the hoop again. That layup just rims out. She throws it off Rugdenhill trying to get it out of bounds, but it doesn't work as Rugdenhill's able to save it. It goes the other way. Rugdenhill hands off to Lazenby, who finds Hoagland. Rugdenhill thought about a 3, drives right on Shallow, who hits the deck. Van Ralty now driving left, spins. Puts a shot up and it's good, off glass. Ties this game. The Royals with a 5-0 run of their own after Niagara had one a moment ago. 7 minutes still left in this fourth quarter. And a blocking foul called against Redeemer. This win is huge for the playoff picture between these two squads. So the winner of this one would temporarily secure their 8th place spot, as these two teams are currently equal in record. Niagara currently having the advantage up on the Royals from point differential, but Venatelli drives to the hoop as well. Another blocking foul from the Royals, committing a couple defensive mishaps in a few seconds. That will send Emma Venatelli to the line, who's currently 2 for 2 on the night from the free throw line. And Venatelli makes her first. The second is no good, and Van Ralty's there for the rebound. He jumps up with a burst of speed down the floor to try and make a layup on the other end, and a nice little jump stop by Van Ralty there. She's able to put the layup home. Lily Brown from the elbow. That one's just a little long. As the Royals have their first lead in quite a while. They've been close all game, but not leading in a little bit. But they're up 1 at the moment as Niagara gets the steal, goes the other way. Volsey Champagne with the steal. Strawn kicks it back out to Volsey Champagne, now with Shallow. You can't let her shoot from 3. She's been making too many of those tonight, but she misses that one. Royals slowing things down, but they have an open look with Van Houwelingen on the wing. She'll take a 3. That one was just a little bit long. Van Houwelingen's been searching for one all game. Or she's got a couple, my apologies. Got a couple makes from 3. 2 for 5. 2 for 6 now with that missed shot, but 33%. Still a good clip in the OCAA from 3. And that pass from Strawn doesn't get through. Rugdenhill's in the passing lane. As Van Houwelingen sends that one forward, we'll see if it can get to Van Ralty. It does. And Lazenby on the wing will drive, put up a left-handed layup, and it's good. Plus the foul. Emphatic finish by Sydney Lazenby. Taking it to the bucket, getting the harm, and putting it in with the left hand. Lazenby's having herself a game. 15 points. 7 for 17 shooting. And this will be your first free throw attempt. But first, we will have a timeout. Called by Niagara, I believe. Tonight's Redeemer Royals basketball game is proudly brought to you by Finn Pools, a proud sponsor of your Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering top quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. So if you're interested, visit finnpools.ca. That's FINNPOOLS.ca to learn more or to start your next pool project today. Thank you, as always, to Finn Pools for supporting the Redeemer Royals.
Should I start?
Lazenby with a free throw attempt. Converting on the three-point play after she made a layup a moment ago. And was fouled on it. Royals now up 4. See if they can keep that lead, but Vrogdenhill commits a quick foul. That'll put the Royals, that'll be their 4th team foul for the quarter. Still with 5 minutes to play. In the first quarter, they've been in any sort of foul trouble. Royals will need to play good, clean defense for the rest of the quarter, or they'll be giving Niagara easy free throw attempts should they be able to draw fouls off the Royals. Volsey Champagne now with 5. Venditelli has to launch a 3. She does, and that was just a tad long. Van Raltie's there for the rebound. Pass ahead to Hoogland is a risky one, but she's able to haul it in. Kicks it back out to Lazenby, who drives, and she'll get contact on her jump shot, and she'll go to the line again. So we get Daniela Zondag back into the game for her second stint tonight. Lazenby makes the first. Only her second free throw attempt of the night. She's now up to 19 points. And with that she'll get to 20. Almost matching Lyric Shallow, who currently has 22 on the game. The Royals up 6, which is the main stat that matters. As long as the team gets a win, everyone is happy. But a few more minutes to secure that, as 4.5 minutes on the clock. Asia Strawn in the corner working on Van Raalte. She drives, but is blocked by Sophia Van Raalte. Huge block. And we'll get a held ball. That was called rather quick between Van Hallingen and Strawn, but the Royals with the possession arrow there, so they'll get the inbounds off of that held ball. Inbound to Lazenby. Now Van Hallingen finds Van Raalte, who steps behind the three-point line. Van Raalte opts to take the 3, and she hits it. Asia Strawn daring her to shoot, letting her do so. Van Raalte calls the Niagara Knights bluff and puts the Royals up 9, which is the highest lead of the game for either squad. It's a good time to have it happening in the fourth quarter, especially when you're in a little bit of foul trouble. But a nice spin move from Asia Strawn there. Off that bucket, the Royals will call timeout, having a nice little offensive stretch, but Coach Van Hallingen maybe not appreciating the defensive collapse there that allowed Strawn to get to the basket. Regardless, the Royals are up 7, and we'll have a chance to talk things over. But as they do, Redeemer Royals basketball would like to thank Wes Skillstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our final score updates this season for our varsity teams. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. So whether you're buying or selling in the Hamilton area, trust experience and integrity, and trust Wes Skillstra of Remax Escarpment Realty. Thank you, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics. Lazenby across half court, gives it to Hoagland on the wing. Guarded by Shallow, looking for a pass. Finds Zondag at the top of the three-point line. She'll drive right, pick up her dribble, and flip it under the arms of the defender. What a finish by Daniela Zondag. Coming in cold off the bench for a while. Getting warm with that acrobatic finish there. Not an easy one by any means, as Shallow defended by Hoagland. Dribbles it out of bounds, but last touch off Redeemer will give Niagara possession under the basket. As we've got Lily Brown checking back into the game. 6-foot center for Niagara. Inbound will go into the corner. Shallow will get by Zondag. Venralti will be called for a foul. Looks like she was playing fairly straight up, but regardless, the call's been made. Game's leading scorer, Lyric Shallow, will go to the free throw line. She's currently 3 for 5 on the night. Again, Niagara second in the entire OCAA in free throw percentage. And Shallow makes the first. And the second as well. That brings her to 24 on the game, but still only 7 back of the Royals. With 3 minutes to go, the Royals have to play some good defense and run out the clock. This could Venralti opting to try and waste some time and dribbles back out to the three-point line, but 9 seconds left now. Venralti's fed in the post again. She'll take that shot. She goes after the offensive rebound, is almost able to track it down, but it'll be Niagara ball going the other way. A block by Sophia Venralti on Lyric Shallow, but she's left open for 3 in the corner and she hits it. Blocked on the layup, but she got the rebound, dribbled back out to the corner. No one followed her. She's able to hit her 6th 3 of the game, if I'm not mistaken. As the Royals have got to make sure that they can keep this lead, as it's only 4 now. Someone who's 5 for 8 from three-point land on the night cannot be allowed to have an open look, but Lyric Shallow continues to get them. 2.5 minutes left. Redeemer up 4. Lily Brown for the Knights swings it to Shallow, who almost thought about taking a 3 on Lazenby, but she drives instead. Doesn't get the layup to fall, but Omar Bujak will be there. We'll get a foul called. See if this is against the Royals. It's not. It's against Niagara. It's an offensive foul. Looks like a loose ball. Foul. It's on Shallow. She went for that offensive rebound. .2:15 left on the clock. The Royals still up 4. They'll need a couple buckets and some stops to really put this thing out of reach and not give themselves a stressful situation down the stretch. It's not what you want, an early shot clock miss from Sophia Venralti. It's a decent look in the paint. You really got to make sure you're getting points at this time, as Rugdenhill steps in front of Strawn to try and take that one away. Almost secures it for the Royals, but it'll be Niagara, still with 16 left on the shot clock. We'll get a violation on the inbound here, maybe a step in bounds or something, but it'll be a turnover. Or maybe it was Omar Bujak with the foul on that play. Loose ball foul. We'll turn the ball over, give it back to Redeemer. Could have been a huge possession for the Knights, as they could have made it a one-possession game. Redeemer has a chance to inbound here, and they throw it away. Lazenby rushing to the inbounder to try and get it, and the ball was just thrown beside her, and it was out of her reach. Redeemer turning the ball right back over, and the Knights will call a timeout out of that, strangely. Thought the Royals maybe would have with that turnover there, but regardless, we'll have a timeout for the Knights, and we'll be back with 1:56 on the clock. Niagara has their own inbound out of the Royals timeout. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. 4 points the difference between these two teams. Lily Brown gives it up to Shallow, who pulls back and tries a little jump shot, and it does fall. It makes this a one-possession game. The Royals had a 7-point lead not so long ago. It's down to 2. Need to score on a stop here. Got to be smart with the ball. Both teams in the bonus now. I didn't realize that Niagara had committed that many fouls. The Royals had committed 4 to 1 at an earlier point in this quarter, but Niagara leveling things up. See if Rugdenhill can get that to fall. She doesn't. It's well short. And good stop by the Knights. And they have a chance to make this one even or even take the lead should they hit a 3. As Venditelli drives left, kicks it out to Dulcie Champagne. Now Lyric Shallow kicks it out to Strawn, who pulls up from mid-range. Definitely thought there would have been a call on that shot for some contact, but Lily Brown gets the rebound and makes the little short 2-point shot to level this game with a minute left on the clock. Baskets are everything, and stops are even more right now. Both teams after the same thing as Rugdenhill up for the shot there. No foul call. Surprisingly, it looked like contact from here, but perhaps not. But the Royals will have an inbound on the basket. Rugdenhill is poked away from her, but it stays Redeemer ball. Niagara bench getting massively hyped late in this game for every possession, every play. See whether it can help will them to a stop here, but Royals still with the ball. Got 5 seconds on the shot clock. Lazenby will take a quick 3 in the corner, and she splashes it. Quick catch and shoot 3 from Sydney Lazenby. Puts the Royals up by 3. That's a huge bucket for the Royals. They need to stop now. No fouls, no easy drives to the lane as it's Lily Brown in the paint. It's not what you want. She gets that to go. And trading a 2 for a 3. The Royals still up 1. The scoreboard currently adds that to the Royals total. I'm sure they'll get that figured out in a sec. Currently 72 to 71 for the Royals. This is Vinralti now with Van Howling in the corner. She thought about a 3. Still thinking about it, but drives. Gets it to Vinralti. Little short corner jumper. And it's good for Sylvia Vinralti. Both teams playing some good clutch basketball, but the Royals getting a couple scores and now are up 3 with 20 seconds to go as Niagara takes a timeout. Less than 20 seconds to go here. Niagara with the inbound on the sideline. They get it into Lyric Shallow, but she steps out of bounds in the corner. That's where she's been making her living this game. She's got 29 on the game and 6 threes. A lot hit from that left side of the court. But she gets the pass in the corner and steps out of bounds just marginally. That'll be enough to turn the ball over and give the Royals possession with 18.4. We'll see whether the Knights are eager to foul right away, or whether they'll let some time go. Looks like they were going for the steal or maybe a foul. It kind of wasn't sure, or it wasn't completely evident, but regardless, they will foul the Royals in the backcourt, and with 15 seconds left, they'll send Sydney Lazenby to the free throw line. Who's 3 for 3 on the game. Looked like Niagara had maybe fouled Vrugdenhill instead, but it wasn't called. But Vrugdenhill 3 for 6 on the game. Lazenby misses the first. Even knocking in the second one would make it a 2-possession game, which is still would be huge for the Royals, and she is able to do that. Up 4, now with 13 left on the clock. Venditelli going to the line. Vrugdenhill willing to play straight up defense, and Niagara misses that one. Shallow on it, but she touches it out of bounds herself. And with 6 seconds left in a 2-possession game, it'll be a tall order for the Knights to come back from. But the Royals will take, conceivably, the last time out that they'll need to, and will return with 6 seconds in a moment. And with 6 seconds left in this game, the Royals currently up 4. Niagara needs a miracle. Lazenby to inbound. She just needs to get it in. Gets it into Vrugdenhill. And Niagara will opt to foul. A little bit of a harder foul than normal, but I'm sure the referees know the stakes of this game and know that fouling is pretty customary at this point. Definitely doesn't exclude any sort of excessive contact, but none is deemed to have happened on that play. Lazenby will go to the free throw line, and this is all but wrapped up if she hits. Even if she doesn't hit one of these, 3.6 seconds, not enough time to gain 4 points in the OCAA. But Lazenby having a great game. That'll put her to 25 points on the night. Huge game for Sydney Lazenby to lead the Royals ahead of the Niagara Knights as Lyric Shallow commits a traveling violation on that final play. That would have been her 7th-3 had it gone. She was a major thorn in the Royals' side all night with 29 points of her own. But the Royals doing enough to outlast the Niagara Knights at home and will move ahead of the Knights in the standings to grab that 8th playoff spot, at least temporarily, depending on how the rest of this season goes. But definitely a huge chip. If the Royals are to make a playoff run, they need any wins they can get, and this was a testament to that tonight. The Royals playing some great zone, some good offense, and finally getting some threes to fall later in the game. Able to squeak out a 5-point win, and that's a really good showing for the Royals tonight. We will be back shortly to start the men's game soon. They will also be playing Niagara, but if you are to join us, then we'll see you again soon. But if you aren't and you enjoyed this game tonight, thank you for joining us. As for myself, Jared Meyer, we hope to see you next time on the broadcast. But for now, take care and goodbye.